Hey friends, and welcome back to our channel, or welcome if you're new here. We're going to talk about 5 downsides to living in Ogden, Utah. Now, some of the things we talk about on this list are going to be an issue for some people and maybe not an issue for other people. I can personally say we live in Ogden and we love it. But we're just going to talk about some of the downsides to living here and what we've seen in our day-to-day life. Now, we may have talked about some of these before, but it's always good to go a little bit more in depth with some of our own personal experiences with maybe some of the cons of living in Ogden.
So with that being said, if you are thinking about making a move here to Ogden or any of the surrounding areas, or even really the entire state of Utah, then make sure to reach out to us for sure. Our information is always down in the description box. Call, text, or email us anytime. We'd love to hear from you. We've literally helped people from all across the world move here to our beautiful state, and we would love to help you as well.
If this is your first time to this channel and you want to know everything about living, eating, sleeping, working, and playing in northern Utah and cities like Ogden, then subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the current market here in northern Utah.
We are Sloane Kim Petersen with the Petersen Group, and we've been in the real estate business for 10 years, and every day we help people just like you looking to buy, sell, invest, and relocate here to northern Utah. And we absolutely do love it. Whether you are moving in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. All of our information is in that description box below, so we can help you make that smooth transition to northern Utah.
So the first thing we're going to talk about is how old the city of Ogden is, literally. From houses to the downtown area, all of Ogden has an older feel to it. Now keep in mind that some of that is by design. For example, a lot of downtown 25th Street was lovingly restored to keep its old school charm and look from its glory days when it was built. While for a lot of us Ogdenites, we wear that history like a badge of honor. Those who like a more modern feel probably wouldn't like to live here in Ogden. Some of the things that can crop up when you live in an older area like Ogden are potential plumbing issues from older plumbing. A lot of the city is on an older electrical grid, so it could mean more power outages, or even not being able to have modern conveniences like fiber optics in certain areas. If the charm and appeal of living in an older area isn't really your thing, then you likely would view that as a downside of Ogden.
Ogden's industrial area might be considered a downside as well for some people. A lot of the west side of Ogden is big factories and commercial buildings rather than the suburbs of the cities that surround Ogden's west side. Ogden has always been a big Union Pacific hub, so our rail station does take up a pretty large imprint here in Ogden. There are a lot of factories and warehouses that have been shut down now for a number of years, which just kind of leaves them lingering around the city. And of course, we have the BDO, which is the business district of Ogden. It's a commercial district which has lots of buildings and warehouses in the central part of the city. Now, for us personally, this is pretty much what every city imprint is going to look like. But if you really don't like any of that industrial type feel where you live, then you're definitely probably going to view that as a major downside of Ogden.
Another downside could be Ogden's crime and drug rates. Now, in terms of Ogden's drug rates, it falls right in line with the national average, which really shouldn't come as a surprise with Ogden being the second biggest city in Utah. It stands to reason that most bigger cities are facing the same drug crisis across the nation. Now, in terms of crime rates, while Ogden is lower than the national average, it is higher than a lot of other Utah cities in the surrounding area. Now, all cities, no matter how safe, will have some crime. We advise anyone we work with looking to move anywhere to do their research on what safe means to them and what's important to them. Again, things like safety is relative, and we have resources we recommend to anyone when doing research on where to live.
All right, so another one is going to be lack of opportunity. So now in terms of proximity to jobs, Ogden is only about 30 minutes away from Hill Air Force Base and an hour away from Salt Lake City. So really there's a million job opportunities within reach. However, the city of Ogden itself does house mostly industrial or blue collar type jobs with retail and medical just thrown in as well. If you work in tech or other specific industries, you might have to travel a short distance to find more opportunities available for you. Overall though, Ogden does offer a lot of employment opportunities. So again, just take a look before you do make a decision to move to any of the cities that we're talking about.
And last, we want to talk about the school quality in Ogden. The schools in Ogden are considered to be below the quality of those in neighboring counties like Davis, Salt Lake, and Utah counties. This might be significant consideration for families with children. However, keep in mind that Utah Montessori and charter schools are free, and Ogden actually houses a couple of both, as well as a number of private schools, which are all highly ranked. So that may be an option to look into if you are considering making a move to Ogden.
Alright guys, so that wraps up the 5 downsides that you might experience when moving to Ogden, Utah. Please keep in mind that those are just facts about living here in the city, and they may not be bad for everyone. It's just best to know what you are moving into before you make that leap. And if you ever have any questions or you want any more information, again, reach out. Our contact information is always in that description box below.
Picking where you'll call home is an important decision, and we would love to help you make that smooth transition to cities like Ogden, Utah, and the surrounding areas. If you're looking to purchase in the northern Utah area, we would love to help you out. Give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email, and until next time, we're keeping it real. Estate.